Hello, my friends. This is Andy over at the Facebook Live TV show, and I'm watching this pursuit. The Department of Homeland Security is pursuing this woman near LAX, and I just remember as a cop chasing mostly men in cars, and it was unusual to chase women, but fighting women and chasing women in the sense of pursuits and things like that, it's a completely different situation. It actually can be a little bit more dangerous. I fought women at Anaheim Stadium when the Rams were there in Angel games. They would get drunk and they'd want to fight. Strange. It is so strange, and they're a lot more flexible. The same hand holds, arm bar holds, and techniques to get pain compliance don't work on women. They're so flexible. You can bend their arm behind their back and they go over their head, and they would grab my gun and try to get it out. It was crazy. So I don't even know why I'm that, but I'm just watching this pursuit and just laughing that I wonder how how it's going to end. Hopefully it'll end safely for everybody. All right. So what I want to do is I just saw this email from WebinarJam. I can give you a link, and I'm going to do it right now. I can give you a link where you can get WebinarJam for $1 for 60 days. If you've not tried WebinarJam since they've gone to their new platform, you need to try it. It is really good, I gotta say, especially because it's been so long that it's not been good. I mean, the platform itself is good. It's just that it used Google Hangouts, which is for the longest time was so unstable and just not. They didn't work well together, but they have in fact fixed it. I have somebody at my front door right now. And oh gosh, I hate to go answer it. I got to see who it is. It's probably my kid. Hold on, sorry about this. I got a camera on my front door, so I can see who it is. They're knocking as if they know who it is. Yep, it's my kid. It is my kid. Maybe she has a controller for the garage door, so I'm just going to ignore her. So WebinarJam, $1 for 60 days. You would be silly not to try it. If you've not gotten into WebinarJam, you've not tried it yet, just use that link. You get in for $1, and you'll end up staying because it has Facebook Live capabilities. You can do webinars. And then if you decide that you want to do EverWebinar, where you make your webinar look like that it's evergreen, you got a full package if you can do some fantastic marketing, and it's probably something that you should look into. They have a whiteboard that you can use on your Facebook Lives and your webinars where you can write on stuff and make squares and lines and arrows, and those of you that like to draw out the way to do something. You can upload a video that it will play on the video. Here she is. She just came in. She knocked so loud that she found a way to get in. And then you can run videos via YouTube or Vimeo. And so you can go, hey, watch this video. I'm going to demonstrate, whatever it is that you're demonstrating. And you can have a pre-recorded video that will play on Facebook Live or in a webinar. You can, in a webinar, you can obviously give away, stuff like a white paper, a PDF of some sort. You have a call to action where somebody can get in to buy your programs, which you can't do that on Facebook Live yet, but you can do it on a webinar. And what else? Upload a PowerPoint or a keynote presentation and run that on your webinar or on your Facebook Live. So there's a lot of reasons to try it for $1. Now, you can see that I'm using Be Live probably to use to tell you this about WebinarJam because I like Be Live too. There's reasons to use Be Live. There's reasons to use WebinarJam, and I use both and pay for both. But that's what I do. So you can pick one and do fantastically with each one. You can schedule in the sense of setting up a registration page for Facebook Live, but you can't schedule a Facebook Live in WebinarJam, at least not yet, and you can't broadcast in a private group with WebinarJam. Those things I'm sure will come because everybody else does. This Be Live allows me to broadcast into private groups, which some of you may be watching this in a private group. So I put the link in the comments. I'm going to put it in the title once I get done, which I meant to do before I went live, the link to get WebinarJam for $1 for 60 days, but I would do that. The other thing I want to talk about is the things that are holding many of you back is the fear of going live on Facebook Live or in a webinar. And at some point, you're going to have to get over it. If you are if you're planning on making any kind of money over the internet, if you're planning on selling a a training program, even if you're planning to sell an item or a product. Video is the thing that you need to understand that has to be done by you or somebody in your organization. And so if that's the thing that's holding you back, is the fear of getting on camera, the best way to do that is to do Facebook Live, but do it in and make it private. Don't make it public. And you can go on just like I'm going on now, talking to the camera, talking through your program. If you're using Be Live, you can set up your agenda and go through your agenda. If you're using WebinarJam, you can set up your slides and just talk through it as if you are doing it publicly, and then watch it, and then change the things that you don't like. If it's the ums or the hiccups, if it's the speed you are talking, if you're talking too fast or talking too slow, those are all things you're going to work on. There's no reason why you can't get past whatever fear is holding you back. All right, so don't let that happen. Only reason I tell you this is because believe it or not, there was a time as a kid and up into my 20s where I was incredibly shy, and I know some of you that know me better than others may think that that's impossible, but I was incredibly shy. Who would know that I'd become a magician, would be performing magic at people's tables in restaurants and on stage, juggling and doing a bunch of other stuff, and then actually become a police officer where I had to knock on a door and show a command presence and either kick down a door and go in and arrest people and get everybody lay on the ground, which obviously is not something that somebody that has fear about putting themselves out there would be able to do, right? And so I know, if anybody, because I was painfully shy, so shy that I would get sick just being asked to read in front of a class. And in college, I had to take some presentation courses just to help me get over some of those fears of getting up in front of people and talking. And so if I can do it, I know you can do it. The fear of being an entrepreneur, putting yourself out there as an expert in any niche can be very challenging, because there's that aspect of not being worthy of being able to call yourself an expert. You need to get over that because you are an expert to somebody. There's somebody that's always going to know more than you do. So don't just get over the fact that you're never going to ever be, probably, you may never be the leading expert, the number one, but you may be number two. And it's good enough to be number three, right? As long as you know something more than somebody on whatever subject it is that you are teaching or demonstrating, that is all you need to be an expert above the person who you're teaching, right? So just start and begin to call yourself an expert and leader, a teacher, an entrepreneur in whatever niche it is, and just get over that thought that you are not worthy. The other thing that you can do very quickly is raise your prices. As you increase your prices, you build the aspect or the mental training for yourself that you are worth more. If you charge $15 or $10 or $9 for whatever it is that you're doing, that is not giving yourself self-worth, and you act like you're only worth $10, right? If you begin to charge $250 an hour or $400 an hour, which I have in some of the things that I do, then the way that you speak, the things that you do will have more value. It happens. And so you need to begin charging as if you're an expert, because it is going to cause you to then begin acting like an expert, because your time is more valuable. You're going to make sure and use your scheduler to make sure that you're just not always available, right? Right now, because you may have the fear of not getting a sale or not putting yourself in a position to actually land a deal, you're going, oh, I'm available anytime. What's good for you? Well, and then you're responding to what time's good for them. No, you need to say that, well, I have a very tight schedule. I have next Thursday between 1 and 2 o'clock. And then I really don't have anything for the next couple of weeks. And that really puts value of where you are and what you believe of yourself, that your time is valuable and that you need to stick to that schedule. Don't change your schedule for people, because that's what people lacking value do, because they're willing to do anything to land that customer. You can cheapen yourself by beginning to, well, I'm available anytime. Just tell me when I can meet, because I'm really excited to begin working with you. Now you've just dropped your value back down to $10 an hour. All right. So these are some of the things that you need to do. The end result is some of the things that are happening with me right now is that have gotten over some of the fears of calling myself an expert in regard to marketing and social media, live streaming and these kinds of things. And I have been given an opportunity to work with one of the leaders in the industry as a partner, not as an employee, but as a partner on a project coming up. So just know that if you work through this, if you work through those fears that are keeping you from simply making your first product, or doing your first Facebook Live, or getting on stage and speaking, if you're letting yourself stop there, you'll never get to that point where somebody who is a leader in the industry will recognize you and then offer you a partnership on a program, right? There's no way of getting there if you're not willing to do that first thing. Right. I have friends of mine that want to get and do a stand-up comedy act, and one of them already did it without me, and I was not there to join them, and I'm just so jealous that she took this feeling of fear that I need somebody to do this with me. I have to have this challenge to do it by a certain amount of time, and she did it and got on stage and performed her comedy act. I don't even care whether she was fantastic or not. Just the fact that she did it, got the first one out of the way, is only going to make it possible for her to be better if she needs to be better in the future in doing that kind of stuff. So it is necessary to get over the fear, to get going. Get into WebinarJam and begin to make some webinars. Who cares if nobody shows up in the beginning? Who cares if one person shows up and then leaves in the middle of your webinar? It doesn't matter. Just begin to do them, get them done, do your Facebook Live, do it private. And then when you feel comfortable, which better be quickly, don't wait, to do 10 Facebook Lives privately before you do your first one publicly. Just begin to do it, and then quickly then go live and just start to share and know that you're worthy. There's somebody out there that needs to hear what you have to say that will change. It'll probably change their life. And if you don't if you don't go public, then they'll never hear it and you'll never change their life. All right. So let's get that done. So I got the link. I'll put it in the description also when I get done here in the Facebook Live that I just did. But the link is in the comment section. So get WebinarJam for $1 for 60 days. That is unbelievable. Do it. Begin to use it. Feel comfortable with it. And then if it's not a tool that you don't want, then you just cancel. You lost $1. Big deal. But you get to use a very, very powerful tool for 60 days for $1. I would not pass up on that opportunity. All right. That is it. I will see you at the next one. Take care. Bye.